Bikes are a great way to get around Beijing. You avoid crowded public transportation like buses or the subway, and they're a much cheaper alternative to taking a taxi. Around 2016, dockless bike-sharing startups began popping up all around the city. But many of these companies ran into financial difficulties. Ofo, which once had $1 billion valuation, ended up having to considerably scale back its operations. This prompted customers to seek the return of their deposits, which many have yet to receive. Most of the early startups are now defunct or have been absorbed by larger companies, but bike sharing is still around. The major players today are Meituan, Didi, and Hellobike. In this video, we'll take a look at each of these bikes and explain how to unlock them, as well as discuss things like comfort and ease of use. The Meituan app can be used to locate nearby Meituan bikes, which come in orange or yellow liveries. Using the app, you can scan QR codes on the bike. There's one by the back wheel under the seat, as well as one on the handlebars. Once successful, the back wheel lock will open. The seat height can be adjusted using a lever bar and supports a range of heights shown in centimeters. There's a basket in the front to place your things, and the handlebars have handbrakes on both sides, along with a bell. The seat is firm but still comfortable, and does a good job of absorbing bumps in the road. The app keeps track of the distance and duration of your ride. When you're done, just find a place to park the bike and lock the rear lock. The app then prompts the user to rate their ride experience, good or bad. If a bike was broken, the app allows users to mark it for repair. The starting price per ride for Meituan bikes is 1.5 RMB for the first half hour, then an additional 0.5 RMB every 15 minutes after that. No deposit is required. Additionally, because Meituan acquired Mobike in 2018, any remaining Mobike can also be unlocked using the Meituan app. These turquoise Qingju bikes look and feel more or less the same as Meituan bikes. Most of the differences seem small and cosmetic at most. The seat height adjustment lever works the same way as Meituan bikes. The bikes can be unlocked using the QR code scanner from inside the Didi app or from within WeChat using the Qingju mini program. The QR codes are located by the back wheel as well as on the handlebars. The ride itself feels more or less like that of a Meituan bike. Any differences are quite subtle. The seat shape is slightly different than Meituan's and feels just as firm while still being comfortable. There are some Qingju bikes out there with gears to shift, but the overwhelming majority do not have these. Didi's apps also allows users to unlock Ofo and Blue Gogo bikes, though these bikes are becoming less commonly found. The starting price for Qingju is 1.5 RMB for the first half hour and 1.5 RMB for every 30 minutes after that, no deposit required. The blue and white bikes of Hellobike are a bit different from Qingju and Meituan. One of the biggest differences is the seat adjustment lever, of which there are two varieties. Seat adjustment on Hellobikes is not as easy to use compared to Qingju or Meituan. Unlike its competitors, the seat adjustment doesn't label height numbers, so you have to eyeball your adjustments. Older models are unnecessarily more complicated to adjust, and were still quite commonly found when we were making this video. The newer models had an easier to use adjustment lever, but still didn't feel as good as those of Meituan or Qingju. Having said all that, seat comfort is where Hellobike shines. The seat is bigger and has more of a cushion to it. When riding around on a bumpy road, it really absorbs much of the impact. To unlock the bike, there are several ways. You can use the Hellobike app, or you can use the mini program from within Alipay. For Hellobike, it's 1 RMB for the first 15 minutes, then 0.5 RMB for every 15 minutes after that, and there's no deposit required. In the end, there's not much to separate between these bikes. One big factor that makes Qingju and Meituan stand out over Hellobikes is the ease in which you can adjust the seat height. When you use bike sharing, you're not always going to be using the exact same bike each time, so it makes a huge difference to be able to quickly adjust the seat height to get a consistent experience. There are some parts of the city where you aren't allowed to leave bikes, and they'll be noted within the respective apps. A fine will be incurred if you park the bikes in those locations. To sign up for these bikes, you have to provide your ID information to go through an approval process, which typically takes a day or two at most, and this can all be done in-app. However, if you're a foreign passport holder, the approval process may take longer or not work at all. Overall, Meituan, Qingju, and Hellobike all performed well. They were easy to locate within their apps and mini programs, and simple to unlock. The biggest differences were probably seat comfort, height adjustment, and price. But all in all, they've come a long way from earlier bike share bikes.